What's up guys, Speed here, and today I'm bringing you a topic that I'm really fond of. I think this is something that is going to be super useful for every single player in Dota, and we're going to be talking about who to prioritize in team fights. We're going to be looking at a few fights and really breaking down how you can really pick apart the fights and get maximum efficiency out of your hero. And I'm very excited. This is a fantastic Morphling comeback, and let's get into it. This pro guide you're about to see is one of hundreds, just like it, over at gameleap.com. GameLeap is your #1 stop to become a specialist in your desired role fast. Check us out today with the discount link in the description below to unlock your hidden potential, but for now, let's hop into the video. So in this first fight, we're about 12k behind and they're diving our base, in typical NA pub fashion. Now, how do I punish this? I have a few options, right? If I look at it from free camera, I see an Earthshaker top, and these three heroes. In fact, it's better if I just look at it from player's perspective so you can see what I see. But my camera's a bit ahead, right? So I know the Wraith King's here, and then I see the two supports and the Earthshaker. And this is going to be the main subject of the video. Who do you think you should go on typically as a core? Now, my philosophy is that cores should typically go on supports, and supports should typically go on cores. Now, of course, this is not a set guideline. Dota is way too complex of a game for you to say, like, this is the complete gold standard that affects every single game, and if you do anything else, you're wrong. But the premise of this video is going to be that cores should go on supports at the beginning of fights, especially team fights, and supports should worry about controlling the cores. And as a result, I know that if I jump on the Wraith King here, I'm going to get hit by a torrent, I'm going to get hit by a boat, I'm going to get hit by a fisher. So instead, what I do is I try to eliminate those threats. So the first play I make is I hop for the shaman, using my Lincolns to kind of control him up a bit. I unfortunately missed my first pounce, but you notice I put him in a very odd situation. I check his items, I'm like, okay, I now know that he has a blink, so I'm like, okay, he's going to blink out after this shackles. But I'm still able to end up getting the kill as I figure out where he went. And then what do I do next? They start to buy back, but instead of looking to ever kill this Wraith King, I completely ignore him. And instead, what do? I go for this Kunkka kill, as for some reason I'm full strength. That's pretty bad. Excuse my Morphling gameplay. But you notice I pick off these supports, really removing a lot of the control that they have. In fact, I see the buyback shaman come in instantly, snap my fingers, kill him. I know he's my priority. No hesitation. I see the shaman, I blow him up. And that really helps me have some clarity in these team fights. I don't think, okay, I might go on the Shaker, I might go on the Wraith King, I might go on the Pugna. While all these targets can be good, you know, I could kill the Pugna from full if I hit him with the Fisher and such. Totally. Maybe it's a good option in some fights. But I make my life easy and say, okay, I'm going for the Kunkka and the Shaman, and I take them out. I take both of them out. And as a result, let's look at the rest of my team from the fight. So we're going to watch from the Gyro perspective, and you notice he goes on this Wraith King, and he doesn't have a BKB, and you could be like, how in the world could Gyro fight this lineup? I mean, look at it. This lineup's giga hard to fight without a BKB. How can he fight without a BKB? Right? And the main answer comes down to because the supports who provide a lot of control are not in the fight. So he's able to get a full flak off, able to prevent getting kited, gets a rocket on this Wraith King, heals up. And you notice, like, even though this Wraith King dives and the Earthshaker and Pugna die, I mean, Pugna just overextended, they're able to get in and not get killed, right? He simply would have gotten killed if the Shaman got a Shackles off or got a Snakes off on him, Hex, etc. Or if the Kunkka got a boat combo, a clean boat combo on him. But that didn't happen because they were generally preoccupied with me. Right, so I'm basically also saving my backliners by playing on their backline. Now you have to be careful because some cores, you know, you might not be able to do this every game, but often if you're a troll, you want to try to kill their supports so they don't kite you with Glimmers and Force Staff. If you're, I watched an Alch replay recently. Miracle was Alchemist safe lane, and he would constantly go on the Wyvern to prevent the Wyvern from saving whoever he went on. And I think that's a really nice general tip that you should be using in your games. It actually potentially revolutionizes your game if you can have some clarity going into fights. Because when I watch Ancient and Below players, even Divine and Below players, there's a complete sense of just lostness in these fights. It seems like they're just going on the first thing they see. And that's a complete mistake, right? You really want to consider your options. So coming up in this next fight, you're going to notice a very similar trend, right? I'm staying on the trend. So I turn into Earth Spirit this fight, which obviously allows me to get to the back lines. That's the goal here. I see the Shaman, and right, very clear targeting. I get a silence on him, and burst him down. I forgot to use my Ethereal Blade. I'm trash, so forgive me. But hopefully you can kind of see the point. I kill the Shaman, right? Control removed. Control removed. Now I know I'm not going to get Hex shackled and beat down. And as a result, now I'm able to find this Pugna. And Kunkka's just standing in the back. Kunkka support has this issue where he basically has to just wait for spells to come up, and they're fairly long cooldown. I mean, only 10 and 8, but like, I kind of can just ignore him. So I kill off the Pugna. Now, once again though, I'm still going for their backliners. Shaker's like my third priority, or I guess you could say second over Shaman. I don't care about Kunkka that much, frankly. I don't feel like he does too much for them after he uses boat. But now I'm going to kill the Kunkka after I kill the Shaker. No problem at all. Maybe you could argue that I should have went for the Wraith King there, as he's a higher priority target, and they're already all dead. But you can see how the fight breaks down. Once again, I just want to go back and show you this fight from my teammates' perspectives as a result of me going on the backlines and creating a distraction. So finally, our Gyrocopter has a BKB, and you notice I get a good silence on the Pugna there. Maybe that was your Spirit. Could have been me. Who knows? But he's able to go on the Pugna, hit the healing ward, and now that his BKB runs out, he's still not getting shackled, right? There's no shackle on him. I mean, this is partially due to his good BKB, but my teammates all can rip into the backline. The Lina could rip in from the backline. The Earth Spirit could get a clean initiation on who he needed to. It really opens up the fight for your team when you remove the backline control. I genuinely believe in this. I think it's brutally important to consider anything like this in your games. So once again, let's break down this situation. I know you're just looking at an empty map right now, but really look at this. This is my camera right now. I see this Pugna, who we sort of control up, but I don't initially roll on him. Okay? Why? Because we have this ward, and I see the Shaman. Once again, guys, very clear picture. I understand who my target is. It's very clear. So we roll in, and we burst down the Shaman. Now, we've essentially removed 6k net worth from them. Right? So now we're at like a 14k net worth lead, if you want to frame it like that. And now I roll in. I get a good silence on the Wraith King, so I don't die. Get my strength more fun. And now I'm basically just kiting and creating a distraction. And this is what you want to do is, you know, a hero like Morphling or any BKB hero, where you sort of just create a distraction, hopefully, and create chaos. I even bait in their Pugna. And now in this case, you know, they're disengaging, so I have no problem just staying with my team and killing off this Wraith King. In fact, two of my teammates actually do separate and end up getting punished as a result. Where did this guy blink to? Oh, there you go. But hopefully you can really see the point, and I want to move on now from this whole team fighting segment, but as a support, because I'm not going to go into supporting though, but if we look at this Lina in this fight, what is the Lina's priority, right? Because she's a hero that only can play for the backline, she naturally has to control up the cores, right? So in this case, you know, she doesn't even do that much, in fact. She sort of just gets punched by a Wraith King, but the general picture is that she's going to control up any sort of core that there is, right? Supports want to react to the cores typically. That's why if you pick Wyvern, you're going to react to a Sven blinking in. If you pick Shaman, you want to go for the Hex on the blinking in. You know, I'll use Sven as an example again. Or the Jug that maybe is going to try to spin or get an Omni Slash off. Right? And this is usually how it goes. You control up the safe laners so that your cores can either, you know, kill them or get a clean kill on their supports. It's kind of like this battle of, you know, who can get to the backlines first a lot of the time, in my opinion, because killing off the supports really makes everything easier. And the last thing I want to say about this video is you guys can't, like, you look at this game. It was a 6k lead on their part, maybe 7. I think they actually hit 12k at some point. My apologies. They were at an absurdly large lead. They took 2 of our racks. But do you give up? That is the question. Do you give up? No. Why? Because games are constantly thrown high ground. The Pugna dies high ground. I kill their supports, and we're immediately just back in the game. Right? After one good fight, we went up like 8k net worth. That's all it takes. And this one game, if you put it in perspective, this is what I want to put in perspective. One game, I'm up basically 50 MMR now, because, you know, I don't drop 25 and I gain 25. So as a result, I'm essentially up 50 from the natural result of majority of players who get put in a losing situation where they essentially give up. But I don't let that happen to me, right? In fact, I, you know, bait out this sick fight. Wow. But hopefully you can see the point. I can't stress enough PMA, and I'm not going to lie, guys. This game was extra tilting. In fact, if you want the honest truth, I even rage buybacked after getting pinged a million times. And I think that's maybe the second time I've ever rage buybacked. Only because, like, it's one of those games where we were behind, and, you know, I got frustrated. We all get frustrated, okay? That is not the way to take it out. Don't rage buyback. And you'd be like, you're a hypocrite. Yes, I made a mistake, and I'm willing to admit that. And in the next game, I'll try to prevent it. And as a result, I don't give up playing. I muted my teammates, kept my head down, farmed my Lincolns and Ags, and then won the fights for us. I think I played them particularly well, right? And that's how you come back into the game, even when you were going out of your mind. You gotta click that mute button, move on, and get some farm. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys learned a lot about team fighting and maybe some target priority in your games. And really, make sure you have your camera up, are choosing the right targets, and you're going to notice a huge increase in MMR, at least in my opinion, because I think this is one of the biggest topics of Dota that people don't really cover. Are you tired of being hard stuck at your rank? Over at gameleap.com, we have a library of hundreds of guides authored by pro players and coaches covering literally every aspect of Dota. Whether you're looking to master a new hero or role, or just polish up your existing skills, GameLeap is the proven place for competitive gamers to hone their craft and unlock their secret potential. Hit the link on screen right now, to take advantage of our special offer for a 25% discount, guys, 25%, and start your journey today.